Welcome. Today on the Julia Talk Show, I will be interviewing a 16-year-old boy named Cole Matthews. We will uncover his story throughout his tough times in the circle of justice. Please welcome Cole Matthews.
Hey.
How about we begin talking a little bit about Peter Driscoll? I heard that you beat Peter Driscoll. Why would you do such a thing? What were your emotions when you had beat Peter?
Well, at the time, I was really angry. I felt like no one cared about me. At home, I had a really hard life. My parents heavily drank, and my dad beat me every time I did something wrong. Now I'm a different person. I have learned to control my anger, and that's what the Circle of Justice has helped me do.
I understand how you must have felt. How did the Circle of Justice help you through everything?
Well, at first the Circle of Justice was just my side step from jail. I definitely did, but that didn't change me. It was being on the island.
I would like to hear more about the Circle of Justice. What kind of trust bonding activities did you participate in? How did the process change you?
It's a way of healing in the Native culture. At first, I thought it was stupid, just something that Native cultures do. But it's not. It can really change a person. I learned that after I went to a few sessions, and it made a lot more sense.
The smallest things can change a person. So within a few days, you were mauled by a spirit bear. It was a life-threatening attack. You broke multiple bones, and days later, you were rescued and brought to civilization. In that moment of time, what were you thinking?
Well, when I found the spirit bear, I was mad. It had razor-sharp teeth, and for once in my life, I was scared of something. I didn't realize how desperately I wanted to live until that time. When I was laying there alone and hopeless, I saw a baby sparrow in a nest. It had an open beak waiting for food. So I continued to tell myself that food was energy, and energy was life.
From what I know, Garvey and Edwin had a huge part in your healing process. Edwin had set up your banishment in the Circle of Justice program. Garvey was your patrol officer and would check on you while you were on your island. When you were back at home in your town of Minneapolis, you were almost sent to jail, but instead you were sent back to the island. Were you relieved, or did you not care about the choice that was made for you?
The first time I was sent to the island, I would use my time there. I would do anything to go back. So I sold my stuff to pay for the shack I burnt down, and in the heat of my anger, along with the supplies. I felt real change in myself, but all I want to do now is make things right. When Edwin said I could go back to the island, I knew that was my last chance to change. I knew one thing though, I never want to go to jail. That was not an option.
I heard that Garvey and Edwin had made you do a few healing methods. Tell me each technique that changed you and how it helped.
To start off every day, I'd hike to a pond before sunrise and soak in the freezing cold water. After I carried the ancestor rock up a steep hill, I would roll it back down to set my anger down with it. Then I would work on building a new shack. At the fire, I made Garvey and Edwin dinner. After I cleaned up dinner, we would do spiritual dances, like the dance of whale, mouse, deer, wolf, and anger. Edwin gave me a knife as a sign of his trust after. With that knife, I carved a totem pole with a series of events that happened to me on the island.
It's amazing how doing these small things every day can change a person. When you heard that Peter had tried to commit suicide twice for all the harm that you have caused, after you had heard that, I understand you wanted him to come to the island and to show him that you've changed and that you weren't the same person as you were before, so you guys could heal together.
When I heard that Peter tried to commit suicide over me, I was shocked. I immediately wanted to make things right with him. So when I wanted to bring Peter to the island, it changed me so much that I wanted to take a second look on life. Eventually he came, but he was not happy about it, and he looked terrified. When I saw him the first time on the island, he didn't look right. He was sad and depressed. I really did feel bad for him. At the end of his visit, I gave Peter my atu, which is a blanket Garvey gave to me when I first arrived on the island. It's blue and red, and it's a symbol of friendship and trust. Now that shows that me and Peter have a form of trust and friendship.
It's inspiring that you and Peter are now able to trust each other and become friends after all that's happened between you two. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for coming and telling us your story and about Peter and all the Circle of Justice.
Thank you for having me. having me.